I'm Bob Else along with Warren Altimore and Wayne Brokenshire bringing you tonight's game from Orwigsburg, Pennsylvania, the Red Tornadoes against the Blue Mountain Eagles. Both teams come in here tonight, 6-2 records, a big game for both of these teams, Warren.
Well, it's a big game for several reasons. On the Blue Mountain side, of course, they're playing for an Eastern Conference playoff berth. Mount Carmel area, of course, still very much in the hunt for a district playoff. A win, will send one of these teams well on their way into that playoff hunt. The loss may cripple either one of them, depending on what happens with other teams in the league. And I think you're looking at a Blue Mountain team here that's looking for some respect and thinks that probably the best way they're going to get that is to knock off Mount Carmel area tonight. So they kind of have this kind of chip on their shoulder a little bit about winning tonight. And they're a fine football team. They're 6-2 just like we are, as you said. They've got some speed in the offensive backfield. They're a pretty good-sized team. They've handled some good teams throughout the year. Probably a little disappointing win, but a disappointing win against Pine Grove, a rather average team. Last week 14.
But then again, weather, I think, had a little bit to do with it from what they said.
And weather will play an important factor tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It is raining now. It is extremely windy. Conditions will deteriorate throughout the evening. They're telling us it will be torrential rain probably in an hour or so coming into the Blue Mountain area. So look for that to change the game plan of both teams, I think.
The field's a disaster. You were down there. You checked it out. It's all muck and muddy. And they had that little anthracite bowl where the military academies come in with their weight class league teams. And they had it all torn up last week. Monday, they rolled the field. And by rolling the field, brought the water up. And they say it's been on top all week. So it is a mucky field right now. Very little crown on it, and it's going to be wet. It's wet right now even without the big rain. We didn't have a big rain here yet.
Is Wayne here?
Yes, he is.
I'm right here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I wanted to be sure Wayne was here. I mean, I know he stopped watching the game last week. I thought he gave football up or something.
Well, see, always at the beginning of the game, I let you tire out a little bit first. You have a tendency at the beginning, at the end of the game to talk on. So
sorry about that.
That's okay. No problem. I learned over the years.
I appreciate you bringing it to my attention on the air like this. I'm glad you brought it up.
Number 42, Mike Sinkovich, will kick off for the Red Tornadoes. This one's away. It's a squibbery. Bounces along the ground. Fielded by number 17. Finelli brings it around the right side and hit there at about the 38-yard line. Tackle made by number 81, Mike Zavarik. First down, Eagles from about the 38-yard line.
I think one other hindrance we're going to see from our standpoint up here is, of course, Mount Carmel area has started the game in all white. They're away all whites. The field is in very muddy condition. It is raining as we speak. You will barely be able to see the numbers as the game progresses.
But you can tell by their bodies. You'll call that one for us, Warren. This one's going to Hendricks. Big rush by the Red Tornadoes. Anderson in on the tackle. Initial hit made by number 66, Joe Chicatano.
That's very, very odd. Usually you don't visit Mr. Anderson's neighborhood on the first play like that, and apparently they must have thought there was something interesting
Well,
there.
He was in Joe Chicatano's neighborhood, and Anderson came over to visit him there.
They all hung out in the corner, in the neighborhood.
Second down and 12 for the Eagles. Hendricks, the lone back. Dresch back to pass. Looks on a slant. Broken up nicely by number 22, Brett Veach.
Good play that time by Veach. He had good position. He stayed with the ball carrier and stepped right in front at the last second to put the ball down.
I'm going to show you how slick the conditions are. If you watch the quarterback, he went straight back. It was a straight drop back, but he had difficulty planting his feet. He was like tippy-toeing going back to begin with, and then planted and did not have a very good throw.
Third down and 12, passing situation for the Eagles from the shotgun. Dresch gets the snap, looks downfield on the fly, finds a man out there. Incomplete on about the 38-yard line. Double coverage from Veach and Gretzky.
Yeah, probably not the best pass play you're going to see tonight from Blue Mountain. They didn't have a lot of guys out. They kept people in for pass protection. He was still under a little bit of pressure, and he didn't throw a very good pass to a guy who was double covered. Now, the not throwing a very good pass, Wayne, I think is going to go back to what you said. He seems to be having great difficulty, at least getting his footing here in the beginning of the game and planting his feet to throw. And if he doesn't get his feet planted, obviously he has a very tough time hitting the target.
Josh Miller back to punt. Snaps back, kicks away in the direction of Veach. This one's going to bounce short on the 41-yard line. Now takes a Blue Mountain roll to about the 36. First down, Red Tornadoes from the 36-yard line. Good first defensive stand by the Big Red.
Well, I think it was the very first play where Chicatano blitzed. He came right in, and the ball carrier had to go in an opposite direction. He couldn't even go towards the play. So consequently, put them back in the hole, and they were trying to get out of it from there.
Red Tornadoes will come out in the I formation. 41 Costello at fullback and 22 Brett Veach at the tail. Pitch to Veach out around the right side. Finds a little running room and only gains about a half a yard. Second down and 10. Good lateral pursuit by the Eagles.
Yeah, good pursuit. But again, you saw Veach when he made the end, he was going to make the cut. He started to give those little quickie steps, meaning that he was starting to slide a little bit, and that's that may tell how the outside game is going to go for the rest of the evening. If you can't make that cut up, you're going to have to stay inside a little bit.
You know, one of our problems is, guys, we can't see the clock. We have no idea what
we
time's
can't see
left.
too much from up there. I can't see the end zone. 40-yard line is blocked.
This is the Costello. Big hole. Gain of about 10. First down, Red Tornadoes.
Well, Warren, that's the way you take care of your outside game. You give it to your man that carried the ball last week for, 14 times for 98
yards.
98 yards. So, you give it to him, and then there he goes. There's a first down.
Good blocking that time, Wayne, by that interior of the Red Tornado
I'll tell you what,
line.
they really came about. The North Schuylkill game, they started to come a little bit. Last week, definitely the center of the line showed themselves, and now again tonight.
Going to try a pass. Karnaski hits Higgins at about the 46-yard line of the Eagles. Knocked out of bounds. Gain of about 8 yards. Tackle made by number 27, Sal Liberato.
All right.
Liberato. I got it.
Liberato, okay.
Remember him from last year. No, honest, we cannot see the clock. It's in the first quarter. That's about all we're going to be able to say. It's second down and 1 yard to go for the Red Tornadoes from the power backfield. This one's going to Veach behind Hepler and Costello. First down, Red Tornadoes at the 41-yard line.
Well, I think from at least what you're seeing here in the opening moments of the first quarter for Mount Carmel area, they're perfectly content with the inside game now. I think you look back to the Chickamauga Brave game last week where we had a punishing inside ground game and really picked up tons of yardage in a big offensive display right up the middle. If that's the case tonight and under the conditions that are out there right now, that looks pretty good for Big Red for the remainder of the evening.
Quick pass to Higgins again. Down to the 32-yard line and close to a first down. About a foot short tackle made by Sal again. And if they play that far off, you can throw that pass all night. The cornerbacks are back 10 to 15 yards.
And now I'll tell you what. Now you got the cornerback thinking, should I come up and play him a little bit tighter?
Right.
And with this speed, all he has to do is, stop and go. And there he is. He's down the end zone with the ball.
Official timeout for a measurement.
Oh, I think Blue Mountain is at least initially concerned with run support. They're playing a little bit off those two outside guys, looking for the run support up the middle, and I think they're sacrificing a little bit of the time they're going to cover the outside guys. We're not throwing anything fancy. It's about 5 steps up, turn around and get the ball, and then make that whatever move you're going to make for the next 2 or 3 yards. So you could pretty much run the whole evening unless they tighten up. And as soon as they tighten up, that inevitably opens up the middle.
That's right.
And the middle's where they seem to be a little bit soft to start off with. So they might be in a catch-22 as far as how they're going to defend that play.
And that type of pass is excellent, especially under these conditions, because the rain has picked up since the beginning of the game.
It's raining good now.
Yeah, second down and short for the Red Tornadoes. Karnaski with Costello and Veach in the backfield. This one's going to Costello. Big play made that time by a blitzing linebacker. Number 26?
28, I think.
28 in on there, Kyle Mattis.
Yeah, 28. He made the play. Matthijs?
Matthijs.
Matthijs, thank you.
It's nice to have a visiting
Tell you what you're doing up here.
right next to you, yeah. Third down and short. Power backfield, Hepler, Costello, and Veach. Most likely going to the right, and Blue Mountain's ready for it. There are about 8 guys there, but comes to the left, and I don't think they're going to make it. It's going to be a fourth down situation for the Red Tornadoes. Probably a measurement here, though.
Too much penetration. Number 50, Brad Baver, penetrated and got the play kind of screwed up from the start there. Too much penetration on the line to get short yardage like that.
Fourth down and 1.
And my guess is that now you're going to look at a quarterback sneak here. You know, maybe that's where you want to head to. They're picking a linebacker out here, and they're blitzing one linebacker
right
on
now
one side.
they don't have a nose right now at all. There it is.
There's it.
And that should be a first down. You get Vic going that way and going forward.
What you did there was you got one linebacker charging to the side. All he had to do was read which one was coming, move the other way, and he was able to pick the yardage
boy,
up.
they pulled the ball back.
I'll tell you what, we're
going
to have a measurement.
Baby.
I'll tell you what, I think the one nose actually pushed Vic sideways and pinched him, and he didn't get the full, his full body, you know, where his body lays out there. It didn't happen that time. So big measurement here. This is a big important play here in the first quarter. Again, we apologize. We can't see the clock. We're not going to be able to give you any times, but we'll do the best we can from there. First down, Red Tornadoes at the 31-yard line.
Real close that time, guys. Real close. I think a piece of mud on the end was what the difference was of that first down. But a good call, I thought. I thought a quarterback sneak probably. Let him read whichever linebacker's pinching in and then move the other way, and he did that and was able to get by.
I formation, Jamin split far right for the Red Tornadoes. Karnaski's going to go to Evans on the inside, handoff Red nicely that time. Boy, number 50 held his ground, Brad Baver, and also number
78, I think
78 in there,
yeah.
Mike Thompson.
Yeah, 2 good plays defensively for the Eagles that time. Number 50, Baver, is making himself known so far here in the early going in the first quarter.
Actually lined up at a defensive end position too. No, he's outside linebacker.
Yeah.
He's
coming
he's
coming our way.
Yeah,
he's coming our way. So he moves around a little bit depending on the formation.
Blitz. Karnaski, quick pass out. Higgins for about a 5-yard gain.
That was a good play call. Now, I don't know, obviously, if they knew the blitz was coming or not, but it turned out to be a good call. Blue Mountain seems to be blitzing on occasion here in the first quarter, showing that they'll probably be doing it for the game. But that little rollout, those 2 steps that you take, because it was an up-the-middle blitz. The safety was coming right up the middle on the blitz. So,
and the thing was that as we were standing up here watching that play, there was no umbrella in their defense. They brought them up in 2 lines. You had the defensive line, you had all linebackers and all the defensive backs, maybe 5 yards behind.
Karnaski, straight drop backs, looks across the field, hits him about the 23-yard line, but that will be short of a first down. Hit Dave Evans at about the 23. It'll be 4th down and about 3 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes.
The only thing I would question there was why wasn't the pattern out to the first down? You know, why do you pull up 3 yards short there? He had plenty of protection. The play didn't look like it deteriorated. That looked like the way the play was supposed to go. But, you know, why run a play that's not going to get you a first down when you're going to do that?
4th down, big 4th down play for the Red Tornadoes. Power backfield for the Big Red. Hepler, Costello, and Veach. This is going on the pitch to Veach. Finds a little running room to the 20-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Red Tornadoes. Good blocking that time by the line and also by Hepler and Costello.
Yeah, that's who made the play was Hepler. He took Baver out. Hepler did, number 50, and Cassidy kicked out the end, and Veach just broke up behind the 2 of them for the first down.
Second 4th down play in this series for the Red Tornadoes.
If you remember last week, there were 2 4th down plays in a series of downs too, so we're getting pretty adept at that, it looks like, as the year goes on.
Officials setting the Red Tornadoes right now, and another thing happening, the Red Tornadoes keeping the ball out of Blue Mountain's hands. This is Costello off the right side. Breaks a tackle and goes for about a 4-yard gain down to about the 17-yard line.
Yes, I almost stepped off the end of this board.
Yeah, we don't want to lose
the press box. Holy God. I didn't know the thing came to an end over here.
That drops about 55 feet, it looks like. That's a major drop.
Luckily, I could have landed on my feet being as agile as I am. They don't call me the cat for nothing.
Well, just be careful over there.
Oh, I'm like a cat tractor, more or less.
Gain
I'm
of
just worried
only
he's going to get stuck in a hole.
gain of only 2 yards. Second
Very
down and
funny.
8. Hey,
Nice.
Karnaski hits, looks like Jamin, and down to about the 12-yard line.
No,
it's Evans.
Evans.
Yeah, I thought it was Evans there. I saw the 2 flash by as he was going down.
No, I had a pole.
Well, there's 2 big ones in the middle here.
Yeah,
You have
you're
to be
not
careful because they block everything out when you're looking.
3rd down and 2 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes. Make it a long 2, make it a 3.
Tonight's the kind of night, guys, that I don't care what this press box looks like.
It's better
dry.
being in here.
When the wind's blowing 100 miles an hour out there and it's pouring rain, I'm happy being here.
Okay, power backfield for the Red Tornadoes again. And we're going to have flags on the play. Oh, that's a rough call right here. That's going to move them back and make a long 3rd down situation. Offside. Someone lined up offside. That brings Evans back into the ball game and makes it 3rd down and 6.
Also makes a probable
Passing situation.
passing situation.
You like that?
That's what I think. That's my call for the night.
Kepler split to the right. Evans and Jamin to the left. Karnaski on the roll. Going to keep it himself. Looks in the corner of the end zone at Hepler. Double coverage, incomplete. 4th down and 7.
He was well covered. He really was. Plus, he was running out of real estate over there on the sideline, so there wasn't much you can do there. Still, you know, it was a tough pass, but it was right there. I mean, if he could have guided in there, it would have been there. Brings up an interesting call now for Big Red on
Fourth down. Third
now
fourth
again.
down series of this drive, which started on about the 36-yard line.
Now, I would, you know, if it was me, if I get to make this call, and I'm going to, because what the heck, that's what I get paid the big money for, I'd go over the middle this time.
I thought you might do a draw play.
No,
I was
over the middle.
feeling a draw
over the
in
middle
your
or
brain.
a screen.
Okay.
Maybe not a draw, but a screen.
Here's my question.
What?
You get paid?
You haven't been getting your check?
No.
I'll talk to somebody about it after the game, Wayne.
We'll talk
sure
to the
you will.
producers about
Yeah,
that.
I didn't realize,
Kathleen, I
you know. Too bad.
Evans goes in motion. And we have flags on the play, and more than likely that's delay of game from where that call came from. Little box here other than your side there where you could fall
Or
and
you
kill
can
yourself.
fall off and visit the earth in a hurry here.
4th down and 11 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes. 2 bad, costly penalties. Big
Ooh,
rush.
he's in trouble.
Karnatsky's back and tackled on about the 38-yard line. A big defensive stand for the Eagles. 1st down and 10 Eagles from the 38. Boy, a nice drive was materializing there for the Big Red, and 2 costly penalties moved them back.
Yeah, penalties will kill you when you get down close like that. They just went to the well on that 4th down too many times, and that's what happens. Unfortunately, the loss was a fairly big one, and it gives Blue Mountain a good field position here as they take the ball back over.
In fact, I think that's where they started their drive on the opening kickoff.
Right about in there,
Very
right.
close, very close.
Dresch sets the Eagles. He's got a handoff to Hendricks this time. Turns the speed on around the right side. Gets a good block and brings it out of bounds on about the 41-yard line.
That was a good football play that time. And what mostly was important about that play is we have a
little fisticuffs going on there, yeah.
But what you saw there from number 7, what he gives you and what we were told he gives you is speed.
Boy, what's some nice speed coming out of the backfield for Hendricks. They're going to talk this one over and see if there's any penalties on the play.
Once he turned the corner, he turned the corner with some authority.
Yes,
and
he did.
I think Evans saved the touchdown, I'll tell you the truth.
I think the way they're sort of looking here, the referees.
He took a good shot.
It was something on the sidelines here. One of our kids went out of bounds or whatever, and something occurred with somebody standing on the sidelines.
I don't see a flag, though, do you?
No.
I don't see one laying down there. The Blue Mountain coach is having a fit. One of them, I'm not sure which is the head coach down there. One of them's having a heart attack about the call, or lack of call, I guess.
Well, I don't know, but it looks like they're either thinking about placing. I figured Hendricks was up on about the 31-yard line. Yeah, they're moving it on the 41, but it appeared he had gained more than that.
Unless that's the argument, maybe they're arguing where he went out of bounds at. I'm not sure. There was some pushing and shoving going on at the same time that the play was ending, but there's no flag, so I guess they're content to. They're having a talk now with the captains. I was assuming some of the players out.
It certainly looks that way.
And yeah, that's exactly what they're doing there, and that's something they will do. They'll call the captains together, have a little talk with them, tell them
just let them know
if there's a problem here. Let's not do it again.
Right.
So that's the first measure you take when tempers flare a little bit, and that's what apparently happened on the sideline down there.
Well, big gain for Hendricks. First down and 10 Eagles on the 41-yard line.
And it is beginning to rain torrentially right now out there. It is big-time rain.
Look at I'm sure they have a good view of that. Look at the field. It's just shiny in quite a few spots.
Dresch to Hendricks, finds a little running room, but Anderson from his defensive tackle play holds him up real nice for about a 2-yard gain.
Tough play that time by William. He got a good block on him. He was able to turn the block, reach over, and bring the ball carrier
And
down.
Joe Chicatano was there too, so that made it real good. Boy, now it is downpouring. You're right, Warren.
I know my weather.
Said that.
I know my weather.
It doesn't matter. It's coming down.
Dresch sets the Eagles. Hendricks lone back, heavy power to the right side, and they're going to come to this side. Hendricks tries to cut it back, slips on about the 36. We'll have a 3rd down and 5 to go.
Flag. Ooh.
Flag on the play here, and this is going to be a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Red Tornadoes. And he told them, he did warn them, we have to say that.
Difficult penalty to take down here. This was not something Big Red wanted to do.
Well, I'll tell you what, the whole key to holding Hendricks in check is going to be our 2 defensive ends. We really have to string that out and have him turn up inside.
Well, that time they did. They got him to turn up, and that was a good job.
But they did. Blue Mountain did run to the short side, though. If you looked at it, they did run to their own bench, and it was the short side. So you do have that extra that number of bodies there that's going to slow him around.
Right?
Plus the sideline. A little different when you're running to the wide side of the field.
Okay, this is going to leave Hendricks, and a big tackle, number 70, comes in, Zach Schaefer, into the backfield on a power to that side, and he gets around to about the 16-yard line. Good run that time by Hendricks. Good block by the big tackle, Schaefer, out of like a slot position, Wayne.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm now out of the game because I cannot see anything, so I'm just going to sit back here, Warren, and I'm going to veg.
Well, at least you have some experience in that from last week, so shouldn't be any problem for you to just lay back for a while. We'll give you a call. We need you.
It is in the first quarter. It's 2nd down and 5. We're not too sure of the time. This is the Hendricks. Going to take it way wide, and this time,
flag right there.
Flag's on the play. Hendricks down to about the 3, but I'm sure this is going to come back.
That's going to go against Blue Mountain. The Eagles are going to come back with a holding penalty, a big holding.
Well, you saw
that's
that was easy to pick up.
Yeah, and it was on Higgins. Higgins was trying to get to the outside, and he
got tackled.
Yes, he did. They hooked him.
Yeah. Now that's an interesting play being run now. What they're doing is they leave Hendricks in the backfield as a tailback, and number 70,
Schaefer, the tackle.
He's a tackle. He's lining up between at the tackle and back him a little bit.
Like a
slot? Real close though. Real close to almost like the wing T would line up. Real close to the line of scrimmage, but in the backfield. And they're running that way. He makes the block. He's the one in charge of opening that little hole for Hendricks to get around the end on. Now, we're going to have to adjust to that play very shortly because they're overloading us to the end.
If the block works, he's gone. Here it is again.
There you see him lining up again.
Right, line up to the left. Hendricks should go left this time, or it's going to be a pass play, one or the other. Dresch, quick pass, looks on the slant. Oh, in and out of the hands and almost intercepted by the Red Tornadoes. Looks like Veach was in there.
That was a dangerous pass.
Yes, it was. It was dangerous because he's not.
Chicatano almost on the interception.
Yeah, with the condition, he can't plan or he's not planning. And getting a good throw, it should be
2 minutes. 2 minutes
it should be
left
a good rifle pass, and that one was lofted. I'm surprised that that was very close to being picked off.
Yeah, that's a dangerous pass to throw right there. What's interesting is that they threw that pass with 70 lined up in that same position. Now, apparently he's gotten quite comfortable in the backfield because he's continuing that same set, that same offensive set now.
3rd down and 15. Dresch rolls. Now he drops straight back. Now he's on a roll. Hit and incomplete on about the 15-yard line. Did a nice job of getting the ball away. Actually, there was nobody there, Wayne. I'll just let you know that.
Oh, thank you. Okay. But Anderson was in, and Jamin and Corey just put enough of pressure on him. In fact, when Anderson, the quarterback was ready to release the ball, and Anderson stood up and he just blocked his vision. He had to put the ball back down again and retreat a couple more yards, so.
Now, the interesting part of that formation when it's a pass play like that was if you watch number 70, he doesn't have a whole lot to do there. No. The rush came up the middle. He wasn't in the middle. He's off behind the tackle. So he kind of takes himself out of the pass rush a little bit, and he's kind of dead weight out there in that formation.
Dresch back to pass. Tries the quick pass. Now he's looking downfield. Hits one out of the backfield. Oh, good move. Nice cut made. And tackled on about the 15-yard line.
Not enough
but
for a
great
first down.
Cut made by
who hit him?
Tice, and Higgins made the hit.
Oh my! What a hit he gave him.
I'll tell you what. When he came back, when the quarterback came back, he looked like he was going to throw on a flare out from the halfback.
Yeah.
And he turned around and looked, and nobody was there.
I don't think the halfback was there.
Well, see, the other part of that design play though was the guy that was in front of him, the receiver. Mm-hmm. When he ran out, he made the end commit, and he waited and waited. And when the end committed in, then he threw the pass. If the end wouldn't have committed, I don't know what he would have done because he was out of receivers altogether by that time.
Well, the Red Tornadoes hold 1st down and 10. Big Red from about the 15-yard. It is on the 15-yard line. From the I formation, Costello and Veach in the backfield. Kranaski to Veach. Off the right side, good tackle made. Looks like 55 or 65?
65, I believe.
65
Yeah,
on
65.
the tackle. Kashulik, we talked about at the Panther Valley game, that he had transferred here to Blue Mountain and in on a tackle.
I still believe now, the way the weather is now, the inside game is going to be a key to winning the football game. Where we can move the ball inside. You're not going to be able to pass much longer under these conditions. It is just raining horrendously right now out there. Plus, it's windy on top of it.
This one's the Costello up the middle and a gain of about 4 or 5 yards, close to about the 24-yard line.
I think the cast man is the secret weapon tonight on a night like tonight. I really do. I think he's the guy. And as we go to cast man, I might add, just think about the mailbox.
Yes.
Hey, I got a lot of respect for JP Mack, okay, guys? But the mailbox just doesn't cut it. The mailbox takes the delivery. The cast man, he makes the delivery. And what I'll say, what he got his nickname was, when he hits you, usually you have to put a cast on when it's over.
Back to Veach. Oh, big rush that time. Good job by the Blue Mountain defense. 50 in on the
50
initial
Baver.
Baver, and he's just tearing up right now.
If we don't learn to control Baver soon, he's going to ruin this game on his own. He's all over the football field. He's moving, but I don't know what the key is.
He's a monster man on Veach is what it looks like.
Yeah, because he's not moving to the formation.
No,
he's moving
to
sometimes
Veach.
opposite the formation. So, yeah, he's keying on somebody out there, and I'm sure you're right, it's Veach. But you need to find where he is on the field, and somebody's got to be paying attention to him, or he's going to wreak havoc on you the entire evening.
That's the end of the first quarter. No score here from Blue Mountain. And again, miserable night for football. Rain's coming, and definitely going to make this field a lot worse as the evening progresses.
Give us a chance once again to remind you are listening to WKMC TV. We are broadcasting our microwave signal, which is WLX 267, directly from the campus at Mount Carmel Area High School in the studio facilities. We are an instructional fixed television service. You catch us on a Wednesday night at 8 p.m., courtesy of the Service Electric Cable System on Channel 13. I'm going to get a letter of recommendation from the FCC when this season's over. I almost remember this every game almost. I won't even get one of those ugly letters at the end this time.
The years when you had to write them. You're not going to get it. I think you've
I don't see any ugly letters this year so far.
You hit it every game.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I even hit it right, though, too. I was hitting it every game last year, but I had different numbers all the time. I got a little bit peeved about that for a while.
He had some problems with North Schuylkill last year. That was his biggest problem.
Well, that's true.
Ran into a problem there, but I'm a new and more mature announcer than I was last year. Or at least in my eyes, I am anyway.
Number 41, Joe Costello back in punt formation for the Red Tornadoes.
Two things. He's got to hold it and kick it, and the
Snaps
receiver's
back.
got to
Good
catch
snap
it.
by Chicatano. Costello gets the punt off. It's going to bounce out of bounds on about the 47-yard line. Good kick. Hey, any kick here in,
You're
in
right.
this weather
in
is
this
going to be
weather
a good kick.
is a good kick. And like I said, it's the point that he's got to get the ball from the center in these conditions. You know, in the center it could be a high snap, low snap, anything. He's got to control the ball.
Now, what you're seeing, unfortunately, though, for us at the moment anyway, is a field position game, and we're losing that game. Blue Mountain takes the ball over in excellent field condition about their own 47-yard line, whereas we're taking the ball over down around our own 20.
Yeah, well, they just picked up 10 yards from where they ended up taking the ball on turnovers and loss of downs on us the last time. They were on about the 35.
Trash to Hendricks. Tries it up the middle, slips, and is tackled.
Yes, because
Anderson in on the
he
tackle
was in
at the
Mr. Anderson's
46-yard line.
neighborhood, and the neighborhood was unhappy.
Chicatano also there.
That
and
time-
83 Higgins.
But that time, William had driven his man directly into the ball carrier, and there was no place that play was going to go, and that was over. I don't think from what I can see down there, it doesn't seem to be raining in Mr. Anderson's neighborhood.
Dry
I
right
don't know
there.
how he accomplishes that, but it does not seem to be raining in his neighborhood.
Second down and 10 to go. Second quarter here. Blue Mountain Eagles against the Red Tornadoes. Dresch puts Hendricks in motion. Looks to throw. A big rush. Good job by Sean Jamin. Knocks him down on about the 39-yard line. And what made that play work, and I had a pole in the way, but somebody was covering their
Well,
guy.
it was
He couldn't get
Chicatano.
the pass off.
Yeah.
7 was the receiver. Now, 7 is the ball carrier, Hendricks. He faked the handoff, kind of muddled himself in the line, and what he was supposed to do was work his way to the sideline and be free. The quarterback needed enough time for him to do that. He looked up, and Chicatano was standing next to him, and that was the end of the play.
I'll tell you what, that's a defensive end's dream. When you see the quarterback looking the other way and you're full tilt.
Third down, about 17 yards to go for the Eagles. Hendricks, the lone back. Twin receivers to the left for the Eagles. Dresch, quick pass to the right side, incomplete on the 50-yard line. Costello pulled up and slipped for about 3 feet. So, I mean, just by pulling up, Joe went sliding across the field. The field, again, as we said, deteriorating very bad.
Now, that was a timing play, but really the timing was off. The ball
Right.
carrier was nowhere near where the ball was thrown.
Number 32, Josh Miller in the punt for the Eagles. The lone back for the Red Tornadoes, 27, Dave Evans.
This is something we heard we would be seeing last night at Supper
Snaps
Club.
back, try for the block, gets it away to Evans,
Come on,
and
pick
hits
it up.
on about the 26-yard line. Down there by the Eagles. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes.
Actually, that was Veach back
Oh,
there.
it is Veach, okay.
Yeah, not Evans, Veach. We had heard that we would go to a one-back receiver on the punts, and that we would be seeing a little bit more different things probably on our special teams play than we had probably in the previous 7 or 8 games.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was an excellent play. If you believe it or not, we had good pressure on the punter. We contained the ends, and if it was a good kick, Veach would have had it, and he had about 15 yards to go before anybody picked him up.
Kornaski sets the Tornadoes. Snaps back, goes to Veach, finds a little running room, and tackled after about a 2-yard gain.
I
We'll
think
give him 4.
the general thought that ran through some of the coaches last night, of course, were they were really not happy with our special teams. We certainly couldn't kick an extra point to save our life last week, no matter what we did, and they weren't really happy with our punt coverage or return teams either, or the kickoff punt return and coverage. So we were told we'd see maybe some different faces and some different ideas on how to do that tonight.
From the I formation, the Red Tornadoes to Veach. And
He kicked
got
out.
away on his own tackle made by number 32, Josh Miller, but gained about another 4 yards. So we'll have a third down and 1 yard to go. Short yardage here for the Red Tornadoes. To Veach, and just gets over the 36-yard
Yeah,
line
that's
should be a first down.
Yeah, see, I wanted to see where he was going to mark that at, but yeah, it looks like a first down.
He didn't mark it very far over the line, but you're right. I think it
he's
is.
going to pick it up. They're going to measure it.
How are you going to measure after you move the ball?
Right. You're right. Why move the ball?
You can't move the ball and measure.
Yes, you can. They just did. What's wrong with you
Well,
guys
we're
anyway?
going to see a measurement.
That doesn't make any.
What am I going to do with you two guys?
Well, he went to the okay.
It doesn't matter when the ball's placed down after the tackle.
Right.
down.
You know, and you're going to measure.
Then you leave it there.
Yeah, you leave it there.
It doesn't matter whether it's on this side of the field. You come over and measure it.
Jeez.
First down.
Whoa. That was interesting.
What was that?
All right. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes from the 35-yard line. Kranaski with Costello. We have flags on the play, and I think he's got an offside again against the Red Tornadoes. Dead ball foul, offsides, Red Tornadoes.
There's no fan here. The fan's not here. No.
They're here. What?
There's no fan here.
Okay, that was a 5-yard penalty against the Red Tornadoes. First down and 15. This is the Veach away from the power. Gains about maybe 3 yards. So we have a second down and about 12 yards to go.
I think we need to apologize to the entire press box here at Blue Mountain after one of our band members fell out of the top here. Took the entire top level off here.
Lucky he didn't fall off where you're standing, or he would have gone down those 55 feet.
He was all dressed and ready to go, and I guess he came with the TV crew early. And what happened was Blue Mountain had called us about 5:15, from what we understand from John McKay, the athletic director, and said they were canceling the game. We then told the band not to come,
which was a good thing.
Lets one fly, double coverage, out of bounds on about incomplete on the 38-yard line.
So we decided, why cart everybody up here in the band, 3 buses full of people, to a game that's probably going to be canceled. Then they called back about 45 minutes later and said, yes, the game is still on, but we still think we're going to cancel it. So the decision was made at the highest levels here to not bring the band, but he didn't get the message. So he was going to be a one-man marching band.
Gary gone out, and Gary Tresker flew out and played the trombone himself.
Gary was out of the loop there for a while.
Third down and 11 yards to go here for the Red Tornadoes. Kranaski on the screen pass. Hit Veach, he's bringing it back, one man to beat, and he can turn it on now. Hendricks is the last man to get him, gets him at the 36-yard line. Great call by the coach.
What a screenplay that was. Was that set up or what? My goodness.
I mean, there was no blue shirt next to any one of our linemen even.
That was a textbook play.
Boy,
play.
You can't imagine. Hendricks came across, got the right angle to come across there because, boy, with a Veach, the fleet back like that, Hendricks has some speed to come over there.
Now, we were told to watch him. We were told that he could do it, and obviously he can.
First down, Red Tornadoes from the 36-yard line. Kranaski, the snap was fumbled a little bit. Vic's going to take it himself out around the left side, finds some running room, and gets about 3 or 4 yards and goes out of bounds. Nice job by Vic to just get that ball and keep going with it.
Yeah, he kind of dropped the ball, I think, for a second when he got it from the center, and that kind of threw everybody off a little bit. So a heads-up play to take the ball and not only find the right hole, he kind of searched around a little bit till he was happy, and then he made the turn. So pick up a yard.
Actually, he picked up a yard. It looked far, from where we saw the sideline, it looked like he had gained about 3 or 4.
Well, he dropped the chain, though, too. You couldn't see when the chain dropped. He was heading right for it there.
Veach and Costello in the backfield. That one's going to Veach off the left side, finds a little running room, gain of about 4 yards.
I think one of the things that we talked about now, and obviously the coaching staff over there saw it, was Baver. Baver's now become very quiet. He's no longer in the backfield making the play. So either they adjusted to him or he's changed and maybe he's doing something different. But for a while there, he looked like he was the entire Eagle defense.
3rd down and 6, second quarter here. We apologize for not giving you the time. We cannot see the clock where they've positioned us here in the press box. Karnatsky back to pass, looks on the fly. Oh, great catch made out of bounds by Jamin.
I can't
say.
Jamin or Higgins, we're trying to. It's.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is.
With your binoculars on there.
I got him on.
It's getting muddy too. I mean, that's what it is. The uniforms are getting so dirty.
Now, if he doesn't turn towards us, we'll never know.
But that was Higgins.
Okay, Higgins.
Good catch, though. Great job. He came back to the ball.
Yeah, it was Higgins, guaranteed now.
4th down and 7 yards to go. They had single coverage on Higgins that time. Just got a little bit to the sideline for him to get out of bounds. Malachowski into the lineup in trip formation right now. Karnatsky, draw play to Veach, finds some running room, and it will not be a first down. It'll be a first down Eagles from about the 27-yard line.
Tough play by the Eagles that time. I thought he was going to score. I mean, get the first down. He was very close, but somebody closed really quick and brought him down. And again, you don't get that extra oomph on this field. You know, that extra push for a yard or so when somebody's taking you down because
not
there's
tonight.
No footing whatsoever out there.
Dresch hands off to Hendricks. Just tries it up the middle, gain of about 2 yards. In there, Chicatano, Anderson on the initials hits.
No, I'll tell you what. I mean, sooner or later, the Eagles have got to say to themselves, maybe running at Mr. Anderson's not going to be the best idea tonight. He's controlling the line of scrimmage where he is. He's controlling his man for the most part on every play. So I think they're going to have to probably move more to their right if they're going to go inside of us.
Or more to the right or back to the outside like they did in the first quarter.
They had some success outside, but I'm wondering maybe if the footing is affecting them the same way.
You got it.
Dresch, quick pass. Oh, still made the reception. 22 in on the reception, Jeremy Miller. Tackle made by Chicatano and also Jamin. But that was tipped on the line of scrimmage?
Yep, Higgins went up and tipped it. In fact, he almost caught it. It wasn't a tip. He almost caught that ball.
Big call here for the Eagles. 3rd and 3. It's a long 3 actually. If we're looking at where they're placing the ball right now, more like 4.
Tell you what, right now wiping the balls down means a lot. You know, keeping those balls dry because they keep throwing 1 or 2 balls in and out. And I'm sure we're doing the same thing from our sideline. Dresch with 3rd down and 3 yards to go. Gonna go with Hendricks up the middle.
Anderson.
Wow. Big hit by Costello and Anderson. Anderson just going right to the middle.
Bill Anderson,
he's
taking no prisoners. I mean, he is taking no prisoners right now along the defensive line. He is having one whale of a football game.
Yeah, there was Anderson, there was Costello, and standing right there was Corey. I mean, the 3 of them were they just were going to corral that kid.
And once again, Veach back in single safety for Mount Carmel area to receive the punt.
Miller back to punt for the Eagles.
Now, they don't look like they're going after the ball this time. Looks more like a return being set up, and it is a return.
Snaps back.
Nice kick, nice kick.
And bounces on about the 26-yard line, and this one's going to roll, a good Blue Mountain roll, down to about the 17-yard line.
Now, that was a big kick. That kick changes the complexion of the rest of this house.
Sure it does.
Very big, and I still believe you need to cover the kicks here. We need to
start catching a few. I think
it does appear that we're not going to field. That's the. Right. I mean, they had Brett not going after that ball at all.
Yeah, big turnaround though. You can't give up that kind of yardage on the field position.
20 yards right there.
Yeah, that's a pretty big turnover in position. So sooner or later we can't let him keep doing. Now again, you don't guess he's going to get a great kickoff under these conditions, but just when you think that they do, and that's what he did here.
Lone setback for the Red Tornadoes with Costello. Gets Costello the ball and gains up to about the 22-yard line, a 2-yard gain.
And the cast man is running tough. You know, he truly is a big weapon in the middle there, and I think you're going to see more and more of him. At least I would see more and more of him as the game progressed there. I would use him more often right now. And we seem to be able to make some room in that middle between the two tackles. We seem to be able to run fairly well in there.
And again, they're in a 4-3, so you know the big thing is you get through the first layer. You got to shield the linebackers.
Chip formation for the Red Tornadoes. Kranaski rolls, hits the next back out, which is Jamin, but incomplete, and that ball's just getting slick right now.
Now, for how slick it's getting, I'll tell you what, Vic is making some nice passes under these conditions. And I'm sure not only is that ball getting slick, but it's awful heavy at this time.
This brings up a big third down now. Now you've got 3rd and 8, I guess. You know,
time should be becoming a factor here in the second quarter.
I have no idea. I guess it is. It's got to be in the waning moments. I cannot, from my angle, I can't probably. I'm not even close to it. I don't know what the time is.
Kranaski. Big rush. Looks downfield, gets a rifle out there to Gunther. Oh! Incomplete at about the 39-yard line.
Right over his hands, I'll tell you what.
What a pass that was, guys.
Yes, it was.
My goodness, Victor.
I'll tell you what, you have to give...
Gunther had beaten him.
Yeah.
He was out there. He just had to lay out for that one a little bit and maybe on his hands.
2:14 remaining in the first half.
Punt formation for the Red Tornadoes. Joe Costello back to punt.
Now, here's the case here. You might see them coming for the ball.
Snaps back. One man. A good rush from the end. Taken by Hendricks. There it is. Fielded on the 40-yard line to the 50. To the 40. Still spins to the 42. And actually there again, what you're talking about, Warren, 13-yard run back. The ball would have bounced maybe another 10 yards, so probably a gain, a change of field position 25 yards.
That's
Wayne.
right. You bet.
Got to feel the ball. You can't let the ball bounce around so much back there. Look where they're at now. Now they're going to start their offensive drive, I guess, with somewhere around 2 minutes left here.
41-yard line.
You know, on our 41.
Right.
So this is a difficult time for the defense, and you cannot keep giving up field position. You know, sooner or later it comes back and you get nailed by it. And in a game like this, 6 or 7 points might be the football game at the rate that it's raining out there.
See what Mike Trush in the offense can do.
Dresch sets the Eagles. Hendricks the lone back. Dresch gonna throw. Looks on the corner, post pattern. Hits Miller. Good job by Miller to catch the ball on about the 16-yard line.
That's what field position gets you.
Yep.
Now they're on the 16. Difficult time to keep giving up the position like that. That time, there was nothing you can do. I mean, he got turned around. The defensive back was turned around. The footing is gone completely now. You can't cut. You can't reach back. You can't anything.
Well, I say, you know, and it's the truth. And there's a point there that you have, Warren. They always said a rainy condition like this is in favor of the receiver because the receiver knows where he's going.
Right,
the
he knows
defensive
where
man
going.
doesn't.
This is the Hendricks. Tries it off the right side down to about the 15-yard line.
It is.
Jamin in on the tackle along with Chicatano. Joe Chicatano being in a lot of tackles.
Yes.
And the problem we're having tonight is we can't see the numbers.
No,
we're second
no,
row
they're
deep
gone
in
now.
the press box, and we're looking through glass and poles, and it's just impossible. So we apologize to the players and the fans.
No,
We're
we'll
just
do our
having-
best.
Right.
Raining now, probably as heavy as we've seen it at any football game we've been at in recent memory. It is a true deluge out there.
Dresch with two backs, going to go to Hendricks. Bounces off one tackler and gets down to probably about the 11 or 12-yard line, it looks like.
Well, there's where Hendricks is dangerous right there. He hits the line, the hole's blocked up, and he has the ability, just like Veach, to kick to the outside and with his speed, you know, pick up some extra yardage. You got to hit him and take him down right away.
You know, third down and two or three maybe.
Looks like they have an official's timeout right now.
And they're talking or
The
fixing
Chicatano?
something here. Yeah, something they're doing different.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were doing something with Joe Chicatano's uniform. Now they have him. Oh, it's his face. He got a mouthful of mud. I could check it right there. Third down and about 3 yards to go. Dresch fumbled the snap.
Picked up a half a yard.
Yeah, he didn't pick any yardage up on that play. I don't know. That's another play you wonder about. Timeout, Blue Mountain. You see that? To me, that's a wasted play. You know,
Right.
The receiver, unless under ideal conditions he catches the ball and picks
can
up
run
2 yards. I don't
downfield,
know,
right.
but, I mean, there's a play where he gained not even a half a yard. He did nothing on the play. Now it's 4th down, and you normally would think you would be looking at a field goal, but I would assume that kicking a field goal is out of the question under these conditions. You know, maybe I'm wrong.
No, number
There's
88.
a new guy in
number
the
88
backfield there.
Yeah.
He's a tight end, though. I think
I
he's a,
I don't think we're
Okay,
going
I
to be
think
able
you're
to
right.
kick.
Yeah.
that's Andy Minnick, the tight end, and I don't think he kicks. Well, who knows?
I say no.
I didn't see anybody
I
practicing
say no field
a
goal
kick.
attempt there. There's no way. There's no
Yeah.
footing down there. You couldn't possibly attempt it. Tough call now. This is an interesting call on the Blue Mountain side. Coach Kettner is going to have to really reach into his bag of tricks, because I'm sure that with the conditions the way they are, you've lost a good bit of your playbook here, at least part that you're confident that you can run right now. So,
Well, I'd say they're probably going to end up trying to kick to the outside.
They are on the most grass they've been on
Yes,
in the
they
whole
are.
game, though.
Yeah, there
Pitch
you go.
back to
Pitch to the
Hendricks. They
right.
pitch to the mud.
no, he didn't get it.
And it's going to be close.
He didn't get it. Mount Carmel area got the ball back. First down, Mount Carmel area. No way he picked up the first down.
Well, they spot the ball right now, and it is first down, Red Tornado.
Oh,
I
it's
wait
like
for the
calling her
officials to do
Yeah,
it.
well, keep being a baby. Go
Sounds
ahead.
good.
I call him as I see him.
Seems hard to believe they pitched to that mud.
But I'll tell you what, though, what
Right.
they did was they overloaded the line so much. You notice how many guys they had out to that side.
That's
They
right.
were really heavy there, and we didn't adjust to that. I was very surprised that we were able to stop them. You know, I thought it was a good call in that certainly going up the middle wasn't what they do best right now. And they overloaded so much, I was afraid we weren't going to adjust to it.
Kornaski just downs the ball, so it's winding down within the 1 minute mark of the. That's probably it right there.
That's
so
it.
the clock is going to run out. Again, we apologize for not giving you times, but the end of the first half, the score, 0-0.
In the first half, Mount Carmel area rushed the ball 22 times for
yeah.
36 yards. Blue Mountain they were passing, 6 of 11 for 63 yards. Blue Mountain rushed the ball 12 times for 38 yards, and they were 4 of 9 for 39 yards. Okay. Veach had 12 carries himself for 28 yards, and Hendricks on the other side had 11 carries for 44 yards. In the first down department, Mount Carmel area had 6 and Blue Mountain had 3. And that's really reflective if you're watching this football game and you're seeing the rain. Now, the rain has slowed considerably.
Yes, it did.
As halftime came on. But you can see how tough it is to do anything here. The leading rusher, of course, is Hendricks, and he has 44 yards here in the first half. So you're going to look for pretty much the same in the second half. If nothing else, the footing has gotten worse. The field was not in great shape, as we told you in the beginning of the telecast to begin with, and it has gotten, markedly worse as the games has progressed. So
And it's not going to get any better
No,
because
don't.
there's nothing going to help that field be any better.
don't expect a lot of things to be happening here in the second half as far as fancy offensive football. We're talking among the stat guys up here in the press box, and we have one next to us, and we can get his name. It's very nice to us, tells us the time and what's going on the scoreboard, and we have the radio stations. Of course, Doyle's down from us. Everybody's under the same consensus here that somebody puts 6 points up, it might be the big 6 points of the game, and the game
Right.
ends 6-0. So, every point here is going to be very, very important.
Kicks away and bounces out of bounds. And now what they can do is take it from the 35, which I think most likely Mount Carmel will do.
I think the press box sprung a leak, guys. In fact, it sprung a major league leak here. Not on us, but I believe it's, T102 in front of us.
Could definitely take some radio equipment and zap you, couldn't it?
We have a
Well,
mobile,
not only that, they got a mobile phone down there.
phone and
everything.
a
They're sending-
transformer and everything else going here. We're taking on water, guys. Get
Just
ready.
remember,
Getting bailing here.
if he starts to spaz because he's shocked there, Warren, don't touch him, all
Don't
right?
touch them.
They have the exact same headsets as we have, too, which also makes me nervous. They're the exact ones that we have out here.
First down, Red Tornadoes. This one's going to Costello. Gains about 2 yards. That one read real nice by the Blue Mountain defense.
Blue Mountain has the ball loose, but it's going to be down where he went down.
Gain of about 3 yards. 2nd down and 7 for the Red Tornadoes.
And thankfully for those people who remain, and there are some really brave people on both sides of the field right now who have toughed it out here in the first half. It is raining still, rather steadily, but it is not that torrential, wind-driven, get your underwear kind of wet rain that it was in the first half. We can say underwear on this, can't we?
Yes. Twin backs for the Red Tornadoes. Picks back to Veach. Tries to get around the outside, only up to about the 41-yard line, about a 3-yard gain. Put Costello out there and tried to get an extra blocker out, but boy, just great lateral pursuit by the Eagles.
And they've done it since the beginning of the game. They're keen on Veach like everybody else has all season long. And, they have that first man out there. Already, so you have a chore to block and to cut down some defenders before you even get Veach out in the open.
Split backs again for the Red Tornadoes. Looks like Veach and Costello going to put Evans in motion across the field, and flags on the play. 2 men in motion. First down for the Red Tornadoes, but it's coming back.
And, the funny thing is both guys that were in motion had nothing to do with the play. I don't know why we both went off like that. But unfortunately, there's the kind of penalties in a game that's so tight and taut like this one is. 5 yards takes the first down away. It gets 5 yards back onto it, and you can't be doing that.
No.
The amazing thing was Evans was coming right across the middle in front of everybody.
I mean, he was the legitimate guy in
motion. Right.
Veach is the guy that took off from the backfield, and after he had passed him, and I don't, what he was thinking.
Well, what he was doing, he was the decoy. He was going back out as a pitch man.
On the snap,
snap, hoping to draw the linebacker or whoever's keying on him out of position so Cassie could take it through the hole.
3rd down and 9 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes, and the 5-yard penalty has bitten them in the foot.
Again.
Don't look at me. Although we have Gunther in the lineup now for Big Red on an obvious passing play.
Kanaski, big rush. Got him. Great job by number 22 of the Eagles, Jeremy Miller. Just came charging from his end position. Boy, big loss. That was about a 20-yard sack.
Somebody definitely did not do what they were supposed to do that time. And this is give field position up real early in the 3rd quarter, guys. This is not a good thing.
Let's put it this way. Blue Mountain had watched the North Schuylkill films very well because of Rice Miller.
Right.
I mean,
flags on the play, and this one looks like the ball slipped out of the mud. And actually, it was good it did, because it actually created an illegal procedure rather than being a ball just bouncing around back there.
Another 5 yards for Big Red, though. They're now kicking the ball from probably their
5-yard line, right?
No, they're 15.
Right, but Joey will be back on. He'll be back near the goal line.
Around the 2-yard line is where the kick will originate from. Blue Mountain has 2 guys deep, and both of them are in Mount Carmel area territory, which will tell you where the field position will end up.
Snaps back. End-over-end kick by Costello, almost fielded by Hendricks. Now it is fielded on the 49-yard line. Takes it to the left side. Stays in bounds and knocked out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. Nice job by number 7, Doug Hendricks. He's been doing a great job of fielding those punts, Warren.
Well, he picks the ball up, and that's a big difference. No matter what he's doing, he's putting the ball in play and he's moving upfield. Now, had he just walked away from that, they would have had the ball in their own territory.
That's right.
So it's a big turnaround as far as where he picks the ball up and ends up running into. Ball sitting right at the Mount Carmel area 35-yard line. And again, look at the field position that the Eagles opened the 3rd quarter with.
And really, if you think about it, on the end-over-end kick, that could have rolled. Well, not in this mud. It's not going to roll.
There's not much of a roll factor when you're sunk this far deep in, but
sort of like plugs. Yeah. You could actually plug a ball, maybe.
It's just a tough place for the defense to set up shop here for Mount Carmel area under these conditions.
Well, they now have the ball on our original line of scrimmage because the first down was at the 45.
Right, exactly.
We're in the 3rd quarter here. Blue Mountain taking over. Boy, motion from a guard that they use as a big fullback, and they're going to come to Hendricks.
Oh,
Good play by
Castman.
Joe Costello.
The cast man. That time, shot the linebacker, guessed
right.
it. You shot a
Great job.
linebacker and you take him down.
Well, you know what? Between Casti and Chicatano, they're just doing an outstanding job of anticipating where the play is going to go. You know, in the first quarter, we saw Chicatano coming through, anticipating on one side or the other. Now Costello is doing the exact same thing.
Dresch sets the Eagles in the split backfield. This one's a fake to Hendricks, fake to Miller. And, almost intercepted by 66 Joe Chicatano. Oh, no, it's Sean Jamin.
Sean Jamin.
Now, that play was a
if he
screen.
had gotten that one, you know where that was going.
The quarterback, Hepler, buried the quarterback. He left the ball go kind of odd. He was backed up a little bit. But, yeah, that was a very dangerous play that time by the Eagles.
And you know the funny part about it is that Jamin was looking at the receiver because he knew he had to get over there to cover the screen. And when he turned at the last minute, the ball was right in his face.
Yeah.
Third down and 10 yards to go for the Eagles. Dresch from the shotgun formation.
Boy, they got everybody.
They have
split out.
everybody. Hendricks, Miller.
And then they put a man in motion to
Now
decide,
they put a
so
man
that's
in
everybody
motion.
now.
Oh, there's a fumble, and he was down when he fumbled there, but that's a down play there, and I guess Rowland, the big man, in on the rush for the Red Tornado.
Well, there's just like our punt.
Yeah, he couldn't get the ball out of the mud. What happens is the suction of the mud, he's trying to pop
Push
it up
down
to get it to the quarterback in a shotgun, and as he popped it, it stayed and just kind of slid by him. And, you know, you don't blame the center for that. You really can't blame him for that.
Not where they're at. Gee, it's a mud pit out there.
Josh Miller back in punt formation for the Eagles.
Now, this is an interesting call by Blue Mountain here to punt the ball down. Hopefully down by the goal line is where they're going to aim it.
Well, he gets an end over end, and is it going to make it to the goal line? Yes. It goes in and out of bounds.
That was a close one,
yes,
guys.
it was.
I was wondering about this, but good play all around by Big Red that time. Had he put the ball down deep, that would have been a very, very dangerous moment in time for Big Red. Now I think Blue Mountain has got to be a little demoralized. They had excellent field position and weren't able to do a thing. I mean, they gained nothing out of the field position, so a little bit of a lift for the defense, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you cannot keep putting this defense in that position.
Trip formation for the Red Tornadoes on first down from the 20. Going to go to Casti up the middle and read nicely by the Blue Mountain defense.
Now he's going to pick up a solid almost 4 yards. 3 yards, okay. You know, maybe that's the way to do this. Let's get 3-4 yards, in a cloud of mud, and work our way upfield. But we've got to start kicking the ball if we're going to punt from somewhere closer to our 40.
That cloud of mud. I like that way.
Yeah, I can adapt. I'm just not another pretty face, guys. I keep telling you that.
Second down and 7 for the Red Tornadoes. Kranaski rolls. Looks on the short pass. Good play made that time by number 72, Guy Robinson. Read that one all the way.
See, but now that brings a third and long up now, and that's what my point here is. Conditions are so extreme right now. You got to just pound that ball and see what happens. Make them stop you up the middle, then go around them if that's what it takes.
Well, you're not going to pound it this time, I don't think, Warren. You're going to have to come out with something trick here.
3rd and 7 for Big Red. And again, they're deep in their own territory. The ball's situated about the 22-yard line, it looks like, from where I can see it here.
And the end's coming. Evans goes in motion. Kranaski rolls. Oh, complete.
Fumble.
And a fumble. And the ball will be taken over by the Eagles on about the 26-yard line. First big turnover for the Eagles.
This is where we're in trouble now. This is exactly where we're going to fall into trouble.
Now you can't, the defense is back on the field now and back down within the 25-yard line.
Now this is where you're in trouble now. Coach Williams is saying it was incomplete, but be quite frank with you, we're watching it right here. He did catch the ball. He did move forward with the football before it was knocked loose, and it was a legitimate fumble.
First down and 10, Eagles. Dresch at quarterback. Hendricks, the lone back. Going to Hendricks, going to try that one off the right side. Knocked out of bounds for no gain. Good tackle by the Red Tornadoes.
I'll tell you what, our defense tonight, you have to give them all the credit in the world. They have just done one outstanding job out there.
It's believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, it has stopped raining completely right now here in the third quarter. From what it was to what it is now is amazing. There's not a drop falling from the sky.
Now you just hope you can keep somehow the football dry. Dresch at quarterback. Oh, fumble
again.
And looks like Blue Mountain has recovered.
Yeah, again, no one to blame there. The ball, when he slides the ball now to make that, even when he's under the center, you know, when it's a direct snap, he's sometimes catching the muddy spot as it comes up to him, and there's no way to adjust to that. There really isn't. It's just a tough play.
How about the old sideward center snap?
Well, you could try that, I guess, but I don't know if now is the time to change your centering technique. But it's just
with that rugby snap, right?
It's really tough. I mean, the ball has to go on the ground. I mean, that's where they set it down, and they're setting it down just in mud, and the center's trying not to get it so muddy, but he's got to move it.
And we're going to either have an offsides or a delay of game.
I think that's a delay of game.
Delay of game.
Dead ball foul, delay of a game against the Eagles.
That was a somewhat interesting call there. I don't know what they were thinking about there. Now it's 5 yards further. It's 3rd and 15.
I think what the call was supposed to be the way the quarterback came up the last time, and Hendricks just pretty much stood there. I think it was supposed to be a quick pass to this end, number 32, that was over here split.
Well, I don't know.
Now it's a different ball game because it's 3rd and 15 now.
Yeah, that wasn't the smartest move there for Blue Mountain, obviously.
Dresch back to pass, looks on the fly. And it's going to be interference, but I think he caught it.
I couldn't see a thing.
Well, it's incomplete, but it's going to be pass interference against the Red Tornadoes.
Well, that's going to be a devastating call now. That'll move the ball down, give him a first down, and we're going to start this thing all over again. And Big Red's got his back to the wall now.
What happened there? The ball left the quarterback's hand, and the receiver going down the sideline never looked back. And then he did look back, and the Tornado did not, and just kept going right with him, and it sort of shielded off everything, and just gave him it bumped into him actually.
Well, the ball's being placed down just shy of the 15-yard line. Mount Carmel 15, first down, Blue Mountain Eagles. We're going to lose sight of the whole game here in a moment or two.
Well,
stay
I'll
in the
try
corner
to catch
here.
some of it for you. Hopefully they'll go to the left, Wayne. Dresch sets up the Eagles with Hendricks in the backfield. Going to come to Hendricks around the right side. Nice tackle made by 61 Jamie Rowland.
Good play by Rowland. The defensive guard pulled right in. The tackle pulled right across the line there and brought him down. He was the backside guy that chased him down.
That's a loss of a yard. 2nd down and 11 yards to go for the Eagles.
The defense continues to stand
great
tall
job.
here, but you've got to get them off the field here now.
Well, and when you do get them off the field, find something that's going to work offensively.
Get some kind of offense rolling here.
Dresch at quarterback again. Sets up like a power backfield right now, Warren.
That's exactly
gonna
what it
throw
was.
in the corner of the end zone.
No way, no.
Incomplete to number 22, Jeremy Miller.
Now
that one was too long.
See, what that play was they set up in our what we would call the power backfield where they bring that big tackle. Now he's set in the regular formation, in an I formation with a heavy side. All they did was send one guy out to the other side of the formation, make it one-on-one coverage, send him as far as he can down and try to hit him. They were just faking a guy there.
And use it for blocking too?
Well,
you can use them when they're in there for blocking.
You didn't get
right?
much anybody out of the backfield because it was a quick turn and he just spun and threw it. All you were trying to do was bring everybody to one side of the field and hope you can isolate that receiver.
3rd down and 11 to go. Timeout called by the Eagles.
field position like this so many times there, and they've marched steadily backwards instead of forward so far. So they've got 2 downs now. I mean, we're not punting or anything here. So you got 2 downs to get either 10 yards or go in for a touchdown, and these 2 will be big.
Talk a little bit about tomorrow night. You're watching this on Wednesday night, but tomorrow night, Supper Club. The last regular
regular season supper club. We go up against Tawanda next week. It'll be the pre-Tawanda supper club, and we had a good crowd last night. We had 4 players. Next week we have a full house, 5 players, 2 cheerleaders, and the cheerleading moderators. We get the big time next week.
So try to get everybody down, as many as we can. $6 for the meal, $5 for the club, and the club has been using the money to buy some sweatshirts, and everybody's real appreciative of them. The team has been really appreciative of them.
The kids love them, and it's great to see them wearing them, and we have a good time giving them out.
Man in motion for the Eagles. Miller, Dresch, back to pass, going to look over the middle. Big rush, now he's going to run with the ball. Finds a little running room, now looks to throw. Throws at number 32, which is Josh Miller, incomplete, 4th down, and 11 yards to go for the Eagles.
I'll tell you what, if he had a little bit of time, there was a heavy rush on the quarterback, but if he had just 1 or 2 extra steps, 32 was open in the end zone down there.
Well, one of those busted plays that gets a guy open too, Wayne.
Yeah.
Personally, I think though his decision should have been to run. When he broke to the left side, he had the position. He should have just taken the ball, head for the sidelines, maybe pick up a 1st down, and get the ball and play again. Now it's a 4th down play. Obviously, again, as we said in the first half, the field goal, if they do have a good field goal kicker, is not a consideration in the conditions of the field.
Not from here.
Big 4th down play now for Big Red.
They're going to put trips out to the left. They're going to also put number 32.
That's a quadruple.
Which is Josh Miller out there. Yeah, they have 4 guys out there right now. And a lone back to the right, which is Jeremy Miller. So they have everybody split just with the quarterback. He's going to try a quick pass. And Hendricks is tackled on about the 20-yard line.
Somebody made a good play.
Nicely.
Who was that out there? Can you see the number at all? That could be Higgins. It looks like Higgins anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what, the key there was the quarterback turned to throw, and again, I think it was Billy Anderson. He got up in his face, and the quarterback brought the ball down a second time when it gave the defender enough time to get up on Hendricks on that pass play.
That was a quadruple. Everybody was on the left side of the ball.
Well, there's the trips for the Red Tornadoes again. And flags on the play. And, I mean, these 5-yard penalties are just going to eat Mount Carmel alive.
It's going to be a motion penalty going against Big Red.
No, an offside again. Someone is lining up offside, Warren.
This is devastating. This really is. There's no excuse for it, and it's devastating. I mean, in fact, I would even call a timeout maybe and go out in that huddle and say, hey, guys, let's get with whoever it is, let's get with the program here. You're deep in your own territory. You've got to move the ball out of your own territory a little bit.
1st down and 15. Again, in this mud situation, that's hard to take. Kranaski to Veach on the draw play. Gonna take it around the right side. Find some running room. Knocked out of bounds by number 27. And a good play again to come and get Veach.
Right. And you know what was nice about it? It was a roll left, but that was a counter play. Veach went back to the right side. The rollout looked like it was going to the left side because the blockers even went that way.
Yeah.
That was 1st down Red Tornadoes on the 31, Warren.
And thankfully, more than anything, it gives you some breathing room now. You got some room to maneuver, and if you have to punt, if that's what it comes to, at least you got some room to punt from.
This one's going to Costello up the middle and stuffed in there by number 70, Zach Schaefer, on the initial hit.
Everybody's kind of just standing around on that one. Nobody could fall down. They were kind of locked together. Well, as you know, in 1995 in high school football in Pennsylvania, should this game end in a tie score, a 0-0 score, we will go into overtime, sudden death overtime, and we will not leave until somebody wins this football game.
That's an official's timeout. Looked like they're working on getting a clean ball in for the Red Tornadoes. No, they're actually carrying something off the field.
Mouthpiece.
Is that what it was?
Ugh. You're never going to be
a muddy mouthpiece.
You're never going to clean that baby enough to go back into your mouth.
Second down and 10 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes. No gain on that last play. Kranaski gonna throw. Quick throw to the out. Hits Higgins on about the 37-yard line, and
Higgins is down, I believe. Yeah, he's hurt.
Yeah, pretty close to a late hit.
Yeah. He lost his footing as soon as he touched the ground, or he would have been able to pivot and cut upfield. He started holding his face mask is where he was holding originally. I don't know what he did there, but he got hurt almost instantly as he went down. Of course, Doc Greco's there, and Jeff will have it figured out shortly, I'm sure.
There he's up.
Eric's back. See how shortly he figured it out? He's a miracle worker. He's a miracle worker. Brings up a third down and probably 5 yards yet to the first down marker. See, normally that play would have picked the first down.
Yes.
He would have hit the ground running and he would have picked the first down. But here he hits the ground and he's down because of the slick conditions. Big third down play, I think, for Big Red. I still think they need to move the ball up a little bit here.
That's right.
Well, they're going to put Jamin to the left and Evans and Gunther to the left, Jamin to the right. Costello and Veach in the backfield. This one's to Jamin, incomplete on the 45-yard line. Punting situation for the Red Tornadoes.
It's 4th down, 4 yards to go.
Would have been a first down.
Well, if anything, we should pick up some field position here on, on the punt.
You hope. Blue Mountains going back to their own between 30 and 35-yard line to recover this punt.
We're in the third quarter. Snaps back. Good snap. Kicks away by Costello and goes out of bounds. Looks like probably up around the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that wasn't.
No, the coach down there is trying to call it.
Yeah, it's down. It was out of bounds very close to the 40.
Tell you who did a real good job of calling it was Dave Evans. He was standing right where it went out. He had a good eye on it.
Yeah, in fact, it's a little bit inside the Blue Mountain 40-yard line. Again, not bad field position for the Eagles to open up their offense. There's got to be very little time left here in the third quarter.
We've had a lot of problems in a lot of stadiums, but this is the first time we never could see the clock.
Well, you can't see the scoreboard at all. I mean,
there's
no view of the scoreboard whatsoever from our vantage point.
Dresch sets the Eagles. Hendricks, and this one is to Hendricks off the left side, finds some running room. McAndrews' play actually makes a nice cut on the wet field and is tackled on about the 25-yard line, but what a great job by Hendricks that time. And whoever tackled him is down yet.
Whoever it is a leg cramp. That's what he's doing. He's holding his leg up.
That was that McAndrews play where or more like the Fatul play from Shikellamy last week.
Yeah.
That was that one right off between the end and the tackle.
Now the defense is getting tired, guys. It's not easy out here in the mud. They're on the field the whole time. You got to mount some offense here. It's a cramp, and we say it, I said this before, it is a cramp, and we say it like, well, no problem. I'll tell you what, have the cramp and see what problem it is.
Well, is it Dave Evans?
I have no idea.
I don't know. He couldn't even see who it was.
Yeah, that's Dave Evans getting up. So first down, Eagles from the 25-yard line. Nice run down there by Evans, or that was a touchdown by Hendricks. Dresch hands off. 28, somebody slipped, and a good tackle by Jamin. Ball's down on the ground, but it was down. Mattice was the ball carrier on that.
That's a 6 or 7 yard pickup that time on first down.
7 yards on the play, second down, 3.
Second down and 3 yards to go for the Eagles, mounting a little bit of an offense here starting this one from about their 45-yard line.
All right. No, 39.
39?
39.
Trash. To Hendricks. Finds the hole again. Same play. Toward the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. Nice run by Doug Hendricks. Same play. And I'll tell you what, the hole was there, Warren.
Oh, absolutely. He skirted through the hole. And, you know, like I said, the defense is worn out now. It really is. The defense has been on the field too long tonight. He gave them field position continuously. They had their backs to the wall, and this is what happens. You get 6 points. And now they're going to kick for the extra point, and this is going to be, I think, a strategic kick of the game, because if you put 7 up the way we've been doing things lately, it could be the game.
55 seconds left in the third quarter. Snaps back. Placement's good. The kick is good.
That's
Jeff
a
St.
very
George
big
with the kick. He's a junior, 5'9", 143-pound kicker.
Very big extra point play and touchdown play for the Eagles. And, of course, it's put up or shut up time for Big Red now. Here it is.
With 55 seconds left in the third quarter, which someone told me that. Of course, I can't see the clock. The score, Blue Mountain Eagles 7, the Red Tornadoes 0.
19 yards for that score. Number 24, Jeff St. George, for the extra point. The score is 7-0.
Warren, it looks like a little bit of rain starting to come down again.
It is, yeah.
Maybe it's fog.
Well, it's getting, it might be a light drizzle now beginning to fall again.
Number 72, Guy Robinson, will kick off for the Eagles. The Eagles are set. Robinson coming up on the ball, kicks away, bouncing around, fielded, and covered up on about the 30-yard line by the Red Tornadoes. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes, with little time left in the third quarter.
Well, just seconds more than 1 quarter to go in the football game, and Mount Carmel area has got now to mount an offense. It's as simple as that. You got to start putting the ball up the field, or you're going to walk out of here with your head down.
This one's going to Veach. Good tackle made by number 22, Jeremy Miller.
28.
28?
28, yeah.
Which is Kyle Mattice.
No gain on the play, second down, 10.
See that little bit of mud got in there that I saw the 8 into a 2?
You can barely see any of these numbers anymore.
Right.
It's,
yep.
Second down and 9 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes. Kanaski, and flags on end of the third quarter. The end of the third quarter, the score, the Blue Mountain Eagles 7, the Red Tornadoes 0.
You are watching, ladies and gentlemen, WKMC TV. We are broadcasting our microwave signal WLX 267 directly from the campus of Mount Carmel Area High School in the broadcast studio facilities. We are an instructional fixed television service, and you are catching us at Wednesday at 8 o'clock on Channel 13, courtesy of the Service Electric Cable System.
Gets better every time, doesn't he, Wayne?
I'm starting to ad-lib a little bit now, too. I'm ready to go. It's only a matter of time before ESPN calls, guys. I hope that you are not jealous. I just hope you wish me well when I get the big call.
I'll give you a big
I can tell there's going to be some jealousy here. I can see it in you guys right now.
You don't say a word when you say that.
You're not going to be happy for me, are you? Well, Finn, I know, Wayne, you're not going to be happy because you'll probably have to start watching the whole game again.
That's
if
true.
I'm not here.
That's true.
First thing you're not going to like.
Coach Williams out working on the Red Tornado offense right now, and right now have to put some points on the board.
Yeah, he's at the point where he better bring a stick out in the huddle and draw a diagram in the mud because they better do something real soon here.
Going with the trip formation again for the Red Tornadoes. Leaves a lone back in Costello. Karnaski, incomplete pass.
Now, Big Red, I mean, completely misfiring on offense right now. There's just nothing going right for those guys on offense right now. The conditions of the field are not helping, and the conditions of the Blue Mountain defense are definitely not
You
helping.
go back to that first drive in the first quarter,
That's
Wade,
right.
where those
That
two
was-
5-yard penalties. Wow.
That was our best. Well, that was our best offensive series right there, and we got all the way down. We had the one offsides, lining up offsides in a delay game.
Third down and 9 yards to go. Karnaski from the eye, straight drop back. Looks over the middle at Jamin.
Interference.
And
Should be.
that was
Interference, guys.
That was
Should be.
interference.
You gotta pull the flag out,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Guys, flag stuck in your belt there.
Gotta call it both ways.
Yeah, but no, it's not fourth down. His flag is stuck in his belt. It has to be.
Oh boy.
See, it's the mud. It caked up on him. He can't get it out of his belt.
Oh well. Punting situation for the Red Tornadoes. 3 and out. Oh, snaps back. No rush on, so Costello gets one away. Bounces, still bouncing. Now he tries picking it up on about the 20-yard line. Now finds some running room and brings it up to about the 36. And I'm not sure who was in on the tackle.
Well, the thing here, the defense now at this point in time has to shut them down, 3 and punt, because the last few times that Blue Mountain has had the ball, they've been eating up not only some yardage and picking up some first downs, but also eating the time off the clock.
Dresch to Hendrick. Same play. Finds the same hole.
Doesn't
Out around
matter.
the left side and tackled. Good tackling by the Red Tornadoes.
Won't
Flag
matter.
on
It's
the
coming
play.
back. Yeah, it's going to come back. Illegal motion, illegal shift, whatever they're going to call that. On Blue Mountain, the ball come back, 5-yard penalty.
Figured something out on that play, though, Warren.
Yeah, they made an
They have
adjustment somewhere
something,
along
yeah.
the way there,
Yeah.
and obviously now that play is opening up some pretty big yardage.
So this will give Blue Mountain a first down and 15 yards to go.
No, I have to agree with Wayne. I mean, you're in the fourth quarter now. You need to put the ball back into your hands if
Right.
you're going to win the football game, and you got to do it right now. You cannot let them get a couple of first downs. And even then, if they punt, they've taken too much time almost for you to score.
Dresch sets his offense. Drops back the pass, gonna try a rollout, gets nowhere. Nice tackle made by 61, Jamie Rowland.
He's come to the forefront a little bit on that defensive line all of a sudden. Tough play by Rowland.
Loss of 7 yards on the play. It's now second down, 22.
Now, that's
down.
what they needed.
Keep it going backwards,
That's
right?
right. That's exactly what they needed. They're eating up. They're actually taking some yardage off them. We're going to end up with good field position if we make them punt here.
Definitely major mud out there, though. Dresch with Hendricks in the lone setback. He's going to go back to pass.
Screen
Rush
pass
from
to
Hepler.
Hendricks.
Screen pass. Good tackle made, and they're still going backwards by 41, Joe Costello.
That was one of the poorest screen passes I've ever seen. I was in serious trouble from the moment he called it in the huddle.
I don't know who's our defensive end over on that side. I can't even see any numbers
I don't know.
anymore.
Well,
Higgins
They
or
split back and forth.
yeah, they do. You can't. I mean, you just can't see. But he picked Hendricks up right on the onset because he was rushing, and he followed Hendricks all the way out to the flank side.
Yeah, I mean, that play was dead in the water when he called it. It really was. Brings up a Third down and
30?
8,200.
30. We'll
Okay.
give them 30.
It's 30 or 8,200. One of the
Third down and 30 for the Eagles. Dresch is going to try just going to Hendricks up the middle, and he's tackled by 61 Jamie Rowland.
Are you going to explode, Warren?
I don't know what that is, but
Or
if
is
my
that
head
a
explodes, I'm
fire
both
alarm?
responsible.
It's only in our headsets.
That's good to know.
God, I'd hate to see Warren explode in his press box like this. He could wipe out 3 radio stations.
I'm not sure if anybody can hear that other than us, though.
Sorry.
Very funny. Very funny.
Snaps back on the 4th down punt. Punts away. Oh, bounces and rolls another 15 yards down to about the 31-yard line. And ball position has been so important on the punts.
This
Warren.
is it, guys. You don't catch the ball and the punt. Don't go back. Don't
Right.
go back and line up to catch the ball if you're not going to do something with it back there. We have not touched the ball so far tonight on a punt return. I mean, there's
You're right.
just no
We
other way.
haven't.
Don't go back there if you're not going to do anything with it.
First down and
Power
10.
backfield.
Big, DeVeach off the left side. Gain of only
He
about
dropped
2
the
yards.
ball.
Fumble on the play.
He dropped the ball.
Recovered by the Eagles.
And I think we're pretty much seeing Big Red's fate being
Right.
sealed in front of us right now.
Yeah.
Pretty much sealed in front of us. And again, it's sloppy football. Sloppy football on and off throughout the whole game, and it's enough to kill you. Now, if you listen to the crowd down there guys yelling, grind it out, that's
right.
all you need to do now. You can win the football game.
That's exactly what they have to do
and
right
we
now.
have simply said, let's give the Eagles a win tonight. We came in here and said, let's give it to them. Why fool around? Because we've done everything you can do to give the football game away again.
Dresch sets the Eagles. This one's going to Hendricks. Out around the outside. And somebody was held, but Hendricks still on his feet to the 22. Rowland, coming from his nose guard position, was tackled.
Now the momentum and everything's moving now the blue way. Let's face it. That's the way it is. Another touchdown, and we can all go home. It's the way it's going to be. You might as well not fool around.
11-yard gain. First down, Eagles from the 21-yard line.
I mean, it was a good defensive effort so far. You cannot fault the defense at all. I mean, we played good football defensively, and we've looked really good a couple of times offensively.
Right.
But you can't just keep doing the dumb stuff. And our special teams are still definitely in need of something as they go here.
Dresch. Big hole down to about the 11-yard line.
It.
There's
And
a fumble.
they recovered it.
Recovered by the Eagles.
And the ball was on the ground. He dropped it, and somebody in blue fell on it, and they recovered the ball.
Big hole that time, and Matthijs
Somebody
through
from
it.
Big Red is down and down hard. I cannot see who it was. It may be Veach if I could see there, but I can't.
No, Vichi's over here on the
Veach
left.
standing here. I don't know who it was then. I didn't see who went down. That's a leg cramp.
No, the only one, maybe Evans.
They're giving the old calf massage. Never a good thing.
Well, Evans had him before.
Yeah, he's been plagued on and off tonight with him.
But I think Evans is in the back right there, just walking back from about the 5-yard line right now.
I can't tell the numbers at all.
No, me either.
None. I mean, absolutely cannot see any number whatsoever.
Probably from the TV camera you can see them better, but tonight we don't have a monitor, so we can't see that either.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you were paying attention. These late 60s, early 70s, right up at about 78 or 79, we always had uniforms trimmed in black. And all that did was allow you to be able to read the numbers better at night. And also in basketball, you'll be seeing some black appear in our uniforms again, just as a trim. A little tidbit of information for those of you who weren't paying attention during the last couple of weeks of the discussion.
Dresch sets the Eagles. He's got to take a quarterback sneak
Yeah,
and
good
gains
play.
about 4 yards. Good play by the Eagle quarterback.
Tell you what, they spread everybody out. They were in wide stances, the offensive line, and nobody covering the quarterback.
I don't know how much time we have left here now.
I don't know how much time we have left, but I'll tell you what, their field goal.
Unless I sacrifice my body, I'll never know.
I think
Oh, God.
he can kick. In fact, right now he was just doing some warming up.
We have 6:15 to go here. We give T102 courtesy on
They
that one.
helped you on that one.
He saw me trying to lean through the window, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, but I saw the fear in his face, though.
If I would have tipped over
Yeah,
there.
that's right, yeah.
Tretch is going to go this time to Hendricks. Going to take
He's
it on
on
the
the
outside.
outside.
Going for the corner, but gets tackled by number 22, Brett Veach, at about the 6-yard line.
Now this is truly a slow death for Big Red right now. And this is all it is. It's just a slow killing as we go through the evening here. Just could not mount on offensive attack so far tonight, and this kind of weather doesn't bode well for a quick attack and a quick score. So unless we keep them out of the end zone, there's not a whole lot to look forward to at the end of this game.
Doyle Dietz just moved out of the press box because he lost his vantage point too. Dresch sets the Eagles on the 6-yard line. Oh, nearly fumbled, but up the middle. Number 28, Matthijs, the ball carrier.
To the 5.
Gets him to the 5, but that was goal to go, so they'll have a 3rd down and 5.
And Roland's getting off the bottom of the pile down there. Costello. I mean, nothing else you can say. If you don't keep them out of the end zone, this game is pretty much going to be over for Big Red tonight.
Dresch with Matthijs and Hendricks in the backfield. To Matthijs, off the right side, down to the 1-inch line.
I thought he went in there, but he's real close.
They're going to put him on about the 1-inch line. 6 inches to go is really what it is. 4th down and 6 inches to go. Blue Mountain's calling a power backfield, and we're going to call timeout here. Right now, what they're doing is just leaving the clock run down to where they can call timeout.
Yeah, smart move by Blue Mountain.
Sure,
Wind the clock down, go for a timeout. Get everybody set, do what you need. This score ices the game if you put it in. So
If not, you got 99 yards to move down the field.
Right.
You haven't done too much in the second half to begin
I don't
with.
think we've done
in these
99 yards in the game so far
in
offensively.
these
so.
conditions, you know. So
Yeah, it's a good call by the Blue. So far tonight, lost the battle of the field position. And if you watch Penn State football and you follow Penn State football, one of the things Coach Paterno says all the time, always is field position. Play for field position, you'll win the game. And unfortunately, we've had none so far tonight to deal with.
Except the first drive.
Yeah,
of
and then we
quarter.
shot ourselves on that one.
That's right.
And,
But that was the one time that this game could have been turned around and Blue Mountain would have been struggling to try to get back just to tie the game.
coming live.
Goal to go for the Eagles. Quarterback
He
sneak.
made it. He's in.
And they're going to look right now. Touchdown, Eagles.
Certainly took
13
them
to
long
nothing.
enough.
Boy, it did. They
You
wanted
know,
to make sure.
That's right.
And they'll kick for the extra point. Try to go up 14-0 here.
14-0 lead on a night like tonight is
It's like 99
ball
nothing.
game, right.
right now. It's a difficult hole to dig yourself out of. And we really haven't shown the offense to do anything right now tonight. It's just not been our night. And again, a tough Blue Mountain defense. You know, I mean, we're not saying that, but I'm implying it now that it wasn't all us. Certainly, it was a lot of the Eagles doing it.
snaps back, kicks up. A soccer kicker in the mud, and it's good. Number 24, Jeff St. George with the extra point. The score, the Eagles 14, the Red Tornadoes 0. 3 minutes and 39 seconds left in the ball game, and the Eagles put some icing on the cake on that play right there, Warren.
Yeah, it's just going to be a tough road to hoe now to come back into this football game. And, you know, obviously the way to come back is to pass, and you want to try to pass in these conditions. You're a brave man, truly. So, like I said, everything's going against Big Red right now. It's about the only good thing you can say for us right now is it's not raining. You know, it's about the only good thing you can say that's happening to us at the moment. If the score were to stand up and end up 14-0, of course, this would throw the district playoff picture for us in all kinds of turmoil.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck would be going on then.
Well, we put it,
and we would have lost our control of our own destiny.
Yeah,
obviously,
we have
by
it
doing
back
so.
in other people's hands right now. In particular, probably Western Wayne from District 12,
yeah, 12.
has the opportunity to sneak in and I get this cuts us off if we would lose this game at 40 points. Is that correct?
I believe
Somewhere
so.
around
Yeah.
there. So they definitely could jump into the District 4 playoffs and be the 4th team in. A squibber kick going to be taken on about the 25-yard line and tackle made on about the 35. Beach was the ball carrier. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes from the 35. 3 minutes left in this ball game.
You'll see them playing prevent. I'm sure we're going to have to start passing the ball here, no matter how hard it is to do if we want to get back in the football game.
Kanaski from the shotgun formation. Puts Jamin in motion. Snaps back. Kanaski looking down the middle. Incomplete at the 39-yard line. 2nd down and 10.
That time threw the ball in a triple coverage. That was triple covered down in the middle of the football field. I did get a chance to look at what the people on the sidelines are doing, but tough pass to make into that kind of coverage, and they had them well covered.
Kanaski from the shotgun again, and difficult for the center to get that ball back out of that mud. Wait.
Again, look at
There it
dribble
is.
again.
I mean,
There's the second time.
Kanaski's going to run with it. Improvises a little, and he's going down the left side and knocked out of bounds on about the 29.
Yep.
That's the best offense we've seen.
Actually, he improvised a lot on that one.
And did a good job.
Yeah, he's a tough runner when he gets to the open field. He made 2 guys miss him there. He's a big guy, but he's
can
got
move.
some moves.
I'll tell you
I
what.
think it was you said, Warren, too. You just felt he didn't run enough this year.
No, I don't think
You
he
know.
does, tell you the truth. I think he has the ability to make some long gainers. And what you do is, if you're not now, but if you're in the beginning of the game and you run a couple like that, you got everybody thinking about it.
Right.
That changes the pass rush. That changes a whole lot of things. But
Well, it also takes one man off the defense to watch the quarterback.
exactly.
Also.
It makes a lot of people do things differently. But I really don't think we run the quarterback enough like that in those situations.
First down and 10 for the Red Tornadoes from the shotgun. Snaps back. Flags on the play. Kanaski looking at Jamin, hits him on the 20, but flags on the play, and this one's coming back.
Yeah,
I think the ball got stuck in the mud is actually what happened.
Well, it's either that or the man in motion cut up to the line too quick. Motion, there it is.
Good call, Wayne.
Hey, you waited right to the end of the game to make one that time.
Yes,
huh?
I did.
You're cutting it kind of close there, weren't
Yeah, I
you?
can go to sleep now.
Yeah, take the rest of the night off.
Oh,
pal.
thanks. I
You're
appreciate
done. You wonder why you're not getting a paycheck. I mean, this might be one of the reasons, you know what I mean, guy? I'm trying to tell you something here.
You mean I'm not getting my Christmas bonus?
I don't want to go out on a limb on that one.
Okay.
Kanaski from the shotgun. Looks like Gunther going in motion for the Red Tornadoes, flooding the left side. Back the pass over the middle, hits Gunther. And if it was the pros, he could have gone back up, but it isn't. He's down on the 11-yard line.
Gave it some thought there for
I'm
a
not
second.
too sure of the time. Probably a minute something left.
Yeah, we've got to be around a minute to go here in the ball game.
2-3-3.
Oh, 2 minutes and 33 seconds still left in the ball game.
Jason Kicker on that reception. It's first down, Mount Carmel.
Karnaski again from the shotgun with Jamin in motion. Good snap this time. Karnaski, lots of time. Looks at the short man at about the 5-yard line, incomplete.
Well, Warden, we have to give credit here to Mr. Bud Killian. He was the one that had given you all the statistics. He's looking over, giving us the time, how much time's on the clock and everything else.
He was absolutely a great guy to us tonight. He took care of us.
Yes, sir.
We were in a tough spot up here, and a gentleman, Mr. Killian, next to us made sure we had some idea.
Infamous name in this area,
Yes,
too, isn't it?
Yeah, Killian.
I don't know, maybe it's the same name. I don't know.
Right.
But we want to say our appreciation. Also, we want to thank T102, who has also been gracious enough to forward us the time once in a while. The radio station in front of us here has also kind of adopted us and let us know what's going on.
Well, everybody has to see how far back we're sitting in the press box. Snaps back. Karnaski looking downfield to the corner. Oh, almost incomplete, broken up by Hendricks and also number probably Miller.
Pass incomplete. Defense provided by Miller and Hendricks.
Third down and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. We're singing.
What's doing that? Is that the mic
know.
up there, I guess? The live mic is making that noise. It's odd when you can't see any other part of your crew. Just the three of us
What's
standing
going
there
on, yeah.
and a wire that leads up through this hole in the roof.
Third down from the shotgun formation. Karnaski's back, snaps back, rushes on, but Karnaski has some time, and then he's tackled by number 72, Guy Robinson. Fourth down and about 13 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes.
Big
Maybe
Red.
15.
Big Red calls a timeout.
There's a timeout. Mount Carmel. It is fourth down.
Fourth and about
14?
14?
Yeah, I was going to say about 14 yards to
Which
go
puts
here.
the ball on about the 18-yard line. Have to get it to about the 3 for a first down.
And that, you can pretty much sum up the offensive game tonight by 4th and 14 with, a lot of mud and one last shot at it. So this will be how you can put it on the epitaph of this game so much.
You even go back to that first drive again, and you have to go back to it because it was such an important part of this game. But they actually converted on 2 fourth-down plays there.
And that's the sad part of it. They really did march down the field. They showed all kinds of movement in tough conditions, and then boom, they shoot themselves in the foot twice. They lose possession of the ball. They can't put it in, and after that, it's all downhill for them. And again, when they do get anything moving of any type, a 5-yard motion penalty, 5-yard offside penalty, 5-yard this penalty, they never get field position. They never gain any advantage, and that's what happens to you.
We're not flooding the
Now
pass.
we are.
Okay, there they flooded the right side. Looks over the middle, now looking toward the end zone. He's got to hit the end zone. Intercepted by number 28, Matthijs, and he runs it out of bounds on the 19-yard line. First down and 10 Eagles, and they're going to be able to run it out right here.
Well, I'll tell you what, Vic was having a tough time handling the ball, first of all. It's probably so muddy down there, and the ball was slick. He had a hard time gripping it to even throw the pass.
Now this will apparently, from what we read in the papers and what we hear, it will propel Blue Mountain into the Eastern Conference playoffs, it looks like. I believe they play, and we'll look at our sturdy little cheat sheet. They're going to travel to Schuylkill Haven, which is a big backyard rivalry for this group. So I don't know how that win or loss will affect them, but it certainly goes a long way into pushing them into the Eastern Conference.
Mr. Killian said no problem this year.
Okay, so looks like another
Schuylkill
win.
Haven having an off year. Just going up the middle. Time winding down, probably under a minute. Timeout called by the Red Tornadoes. But again, getting back to the tornado part of it, Warren, devastating probably, could possibly knock us out of district playoffs.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities now, but the way it looks, yes, I think we're going to be in some serious trouble with this third loss of the season. One game to go next week. Of course, Towanda comes down for the final game of the 2-game series between the two teams. We had felt last year, of course, that Towanda would be the team to be looking for in District 4, and that didn't turn out that way. They kind of fell apart, so they're not much of a threat in the district-wise.
Loosing, and Western Wayne coming in from District 12.
So of course, by the time you get this broadcast, you'll have a better idea of what they've done this weekend also, because they're all playing. We'll give you a better idea of what it looks like for Big Red in the playoffs. No matter what, if they did go into districts, it now is almost a certainty they'll be traveling on a 5, 8, 10, 12-hour trip up north to a football field in the tundra.
Oh, that play didn't work. And actually could have taken a hand off a tornado and run it in, but Dresch, a seriously dangerous play to run at this part of the football game.
Timeout, Big Red. Coach Conley into the Mount Carmel area huddle now. I don't know what it is you could even say right now to them.
Not much. Right now you're just saying try to get the ball if you can, and that's it.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot. This is always a difficult time of the game when you're winding down and you know you're not going to win.
Sort of difficult for us, too.
Yeah. Always harder to call the game when you're losing, that's for sure. But, again, this is a Mount Carmel area team with a big future. Many people looked at a state championship last year, saw who we were losing, and said, kind of a reload moment for us. We've got a lot of kids back next year, a lot of people who started as freshmen, and more importantly, a lot of freshmen and sophomores who got significant and meaningful playing time this year. So, maybe that's true. Maybe that cycle is that you win the state championship, you take a year off to, get everybody a little bit more mature, get everybody in the right position, you go back and you shoot at it again next year. And that's what most people in the newsprint and the radio had said about us as the year began.
Dresch should just down the ball here, but he doesn't. He's going to roll with it and still run with it. I don't understand it, but the ball down on the 19-yard line. 4th down for the Eagles. The Eagles come into punt formation. So winding down and just not much to say, Warren.
No, I mean, what are you going to do? You can see what's happening out there. This is a tough time of the game for everybody.
That's a big deal. That's a really there is a flag on the play. The penalty is delay of game. The penalty is 5 yards.
Delay of game here. A little excitement in the press box.
I think Doyle's getting a little rambunctious. My next bet is they're going to throw Doyle Dietz out of the press box.
He's enjoying it.
Although
Reading
I think
Eagle picked.
No, the way
Eagle picked the Eagles.
The way he walks around this press box, though, I think he owns it. From what I can gather, this is
certainly looks that way.
This could be the Doyle Dietz Memorial press box, the way it looks.
All right, we're going to run into the end zone and take a safety, and 2 points on the board for the Red Tornadoes with the safety, and probably a good move there by the Eagles.
Oh, safe bet. Coach Kettner knew exactly what he was doing, and that's what you want to do. Who cares about the 2 points? You don't risk a block punt. You don't risk anything goofy happening to you, and maybe 6 or 8 points going up on the board real quick. So, yeah, that's exactly what you want to do.
Eagles come out here and probably punt the ball from the 20-yard line.
What's the time, good?
57 seconds.
Oh, neighbors.
57 seconds remain in the game. You guys probably heard him telling us that. And, again, we can't say how much we appreciate everybody helping us out here. It's kind of everybody helps everybody, because when it goes down the other end of the field, that other corner of the press box is also now blind as far as what's going on. So it works out pretty good. Some nice people up here at Blue Mountain treated us very well.
Treated us great up here.
And we had a great time up here, and we look forward to coming back.
A couple of them kept you from falling off that ledge.
Falling off the precipice, and who knows what could have happened to me. I mean, free-falling, chubby body, and who knows what could. There could have been a lot of damage and a lot of injuries.
There would have been a big splash, I know that.
At my luck, like the toilets are probably underneath there. Not taking any chances falling off of this thing.
14-2, the Eagles in the lead. Oh, they are going to kick off.
Yeah, this is unusual. You don't usually kick off when you're free kicking.
You try to get the hang time.
Usually you just punt it, but they're kicking it.
I'm not sure if you could punt out of that spot or kick off out of that. It's so muddy right there. I mean,
that's definitely.
You just want to hope you can get your foot on the ball.
This is a tough place to be doing anything from right there.
Watch an onside kick. Oh,
nice kick.
That was a good. That's why they kicked it. Veach up to the 40, takes it to the outside. Going to try to get out of bounds on about the 46-yard line, and he does. Doyle's still giving it to you, Warren, about the memorial. He doesn't like that memorial.
A single flame.
The party's over. He's not dead yet. As most of you see his articles in the paper.
Yes, if you read them, and I read them religiously every Sunday
So
morning.
do I.
I greet him with my coffee on a Sunday morning.
But he's changed from football to hunting, so we have to, get him back on the football racket. Karnaski from the shotgun formation. Snaps back. Oh, incomplete. Good defensive play made by Liberato at the 44-yard line.
The distant relation of Liberace, I would assume.
I guess so.
I couldn't resist that.
I'm glad I didn't have to say that one too many times tonight. Second down for the Red Tornadoes. Gunther comes in motion to the right side. Again, that same play where they're flooding the right side. Throws the screen to the left to probably Costello, it looks like, to the 49-yard line.
Only he runs like that.
Yes.
That all-out abandon, I'm going to kill somebody run.
But
you know it had to be him.
The ball's, I think, is it inbounds?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, they did. I don't believe they stopped the clock that time. They did. There's the wind.
It's got to be winding into the 30 seconds right now.
Yeah, somewhere very close to the end of the game now, folks.
Karnaski snaps back. Big rush this time. Vicks letting it fly and nobody down there. Everybody sort of stopped their patterns and looked back at Vic.
Zach Schaefer imposes a blitz drop, providing pressure on the quarterback. The ball is overthrown. There's no gain on the play. It's fourth down. There's 6 seconds remaining in the ball game.
6 seconds remaining. One last play. And I'm sure this is going to be a fire drill into the end zone. And hopefully he can get it out.
Going from the shotgun. Snaps back. And there it is, the long throw. Looks like Gunther, he slips on about the 15, and I think he hurt his leg when he went down, but the end of the ball game, the final score, the Blue Mountain Eagles 14, the Red Tornadoes 2. And we'll just wrap it up right from here because we don't have any cameras, and just keep it on the center of the field. And I guess Mount Carmel has to go ahead and look at Towanda next week, Warren and Wayne.
Yeah. Well, let's face it. I mean, there's no way to look at this other than this is a disappointing loss for Big Red. This is a game they should have won. I mean, I'm going to say it out loud. They should have won this football game despite the conditions, despite everything else. I still think they had more talent. They were a better team than Blue Mountain. It's going to be, it could be, and we're talking now on a Friday night. By Wednesday, when you see this telecast, it could be a crippling blow to their playoff chances as far as the districts go. Eastern Conference we haven't looked at much, so we're not sure where we would be standing there. But at the moment, as they say, who cares about the Eastern Conference? And you're only caring about the districts.
That's
so
right. Yep.
We'll worry about that
it
next
just
week.
doesn't mean as much anymore.
No,
No
it
matter
doesn't.
how you look at it, the Eastern Conference doesn't mean as much. It's an NIT tournament. It's for those.
nickname
It's
of it,
for
yeah.
those that don't make it to the districts, and, that's the bottom line. I mean, and we're not saying anything that we're being critical of for anybody. We're not trying to be critical of the Eastern Conference. We're just telling you like it is, and that's how it is. It is not the tournament. The tournament is to win districts and go from districts to play inter districts and go from inter districts to go to states.
Right.
And we saw it last year. We know what it's like, and could be difficult this year.
Yeah, we'll discuss it more in depth.
Well, we'll
at
know
Towanda,
more next
and
week.
We'll know
At the
more about
Towanda
what we're
game,
looking at.
we'll know what's going on.
Mr. Gergen will know.
Yes, Phil
He'll
Gergen
have
will
a
give us
good
every
running eye.
possibility that can possibly occur to us.
Well, this had probably added about 10 more sheets onto the 100 that
about
he
a 10
carried.
sheet. Yeah. It could take about 4 hours to go through it at Supper Club, but we'll try to give it to you next week. Unless you probably will be reading it in a paper by that time.
Right.
we look forward next week to the final game of the series with
Right.
Towanda. It was a short 2-game series. They're replaced on the schedule. Next year they will not be seeing us again. And for those of you who drove to Towanda last year, you're all going to breathe a sigh of relief because it was a plane ride up there.
And that they have to drive down.
And now they're taking a plane down to see us. So we'll see you probably next Friday night
Right.
against Towanda, and we look forward to it.
I'm Bob Else.
I'm Warren Altamore.
Wayne Brokenshire.
See you next week.